algebraic expansion. So we will start today with some algebraic laws that you should already be familiar with. These laws are going to be used today in the exercises, and these variables here, a, b, c, and d, will many times be replaced by exponents, or actually the powers with exponents. Okay, so let us review this material. The first law here is the law about how to multiply a bracket with a variable which is in front of it. So what we do, we multiply a times b and then a times c. So we multiply by a both terms in that order in which they are in the bracket. So what you end up with is ab as the first term plus ac. Okay, so this is the first formula. When we are using it in such a way that we start on the left hand side and here on the right hand side, then we are talking about algebraic expansion. If we are using it the other way around, so we start on the right hand side and here on the left hand side, then this is the opposite process of factorization. Okay, and this is what I'm going to talk about next time. So let's look at the second law. This second law is perhaps the most complicated, but actually the most natural, and there is the same way how to proceed when you have to multiply two brackets. So what you do is first you multiply by the first term of the first bracket, you multiply c and you have the term ac, then you multiply d to get the term ad, then you take the second term of the first bracket and you multiply the first term here, so you get bc, so another term here, bc, and finally you multiply the last term, so it's bd. So in total there are four terms in the result on the right hand side. Sometimes some people use the mnemonic FOIL, F-O-I-L, to mean the following. F or F means you have to multiply first terms in both brackets, so it's AC. O means to multiply outer terms, so A and D. Okay, so it's the second term here. A and D are outer terms in the brackets. E or I means to multiply inner terms in brackets, so inner means B and C, and L means to multiply last terms in both brackets, so it's BD. So you can use it, but well, if I were you, I would just forget about it and try to do it in a simple way as explained here. Remember, you have to multiply each by each, so do it systematically. Start with the first term of the first bracket, multiply everything with it, and then continue with the second term of the first bracket and multiply all the terms in the second bracket using it. Okay, this is the second law. The third law, it's a well-known formula. A plus b times a minus b is a squared minus b squared. Many people, when they encounter this, resort to multiplying everything out because they don't remember this formula or they are not sure about it. My suggestion here is try to use this formula. It really saves time. Okay? If I use the formula, I can have my answer very quickly. If I don't, then I have to multiply everything out. So if I do multiply everything out, as many of you still do, it requires more work. So what should I do? I should multiply a by a, so it's a squared. Then a by b, and there is a minus, so it would be minus ab. Then b by a, so it would be plus ab. Here I can change the order of multiplication in a and b. And finally b times b, so it would be minus b squared. And you see these terms just disappear because minus ab plus ab is 0, and you end up with a squared minus b squared. Okay, so look how many steps you had to carry out to get this answer. If you know the formula, you just jump directly from this to the final answer and you leave out the middle step, which is unnecessary here. Learn this formula. Okay, the last two are also the very important formulae, and they have to do with squaring the bracket. The bracket, if you square it, there is, when you have a sum of terms a plus b in a bracket and you square it, you get a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. When there is a difference a minus b in a bracket, you get a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Both can be, of course, carried out using this formula here in the second bubble. So let me show you, but it requires a lot more work. Okay, if you do it like this, you have to first realize that a plus b squared is a plus b times a plus b, okay, and then carry out the multiplication. So first, so it's a squared, first and second, then you have plus ab, then second and first term, it's plus ba or ab, it's the same, and plus bb, so which is plus b squared. And you see that a squared is copied here, ab plus ab is 2ab, and plus and b squared copied. So this is the way how to do it if you don't remember this formula, but it would give you a great advantage if you know this formula. You can save your time and you can recognize patterns very quickly and get the solutions. So try to use it, try to learn it if you still cannot remember such a formula. Now the last one, it should be shown in the same way. If you have a minus b and you have to square it, it's the same as a minus b times a minus b. And what you do if you multiply this out is a times a is a squared, a times minus b is minus ab, minus b times a is minus ab, and minus b times minus b is plus b squared. And so you see you get a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. And that's it.